Join me today as I give our little front porch a big fall welcome. Hey, it's Becca. Welcome to my channel. As you can see, it's pretty small, and while I love the columns, I do wish it was a bit bigger where we could have rockers and I could sit out here all day, especially this time of year. Unfortunately, it needs some help. I did this painting project a couple of years ago, but it's got a bit of wear and tear, and I had a little accident with a can of spray paint. So I'm going to use this opportunity to give it a refresh. But I'm saying goodbye to the gray paint, and I'm going with Harvest Brown instead, using Behr's Porch and Patio anti-slip floor paint. What I like about this paint is its consistency. It's fairly thick. Great for application because of its consistency, although I will say it's a little tricky when cutting in corners just because it is so thick, and especially if you're like me and don't take the time to tape things off. Once I was done with the paintbrush, I got out this roller, and as you can see, it's going on fairly quickly and easily. Almost done, but I just wanted to show you the difference between the gray and the light brown. I know that I've got a couple of boo-boos on the white riser that I need to take care of, but I really like how the light brown looks against the stacked stone. And while I'm waiting for the paint to dry outside, I think I'm going to paint the door. I love a classic black door, and it's been black for quite some time, but I want to try a different color. And you know what? If I don't like it, I can always just paint it back to black, right? Here is the after. It's hard to even tell it's green, but that might help seeing it against the black storm door. I really like the change. I think it works well with the colors in the foyer. I did go ahead and paint the backside too. It's still wet. You can see it's drying in spots. I've got boo-boos on the handle and the lock. I will wipe those off once it's dried. And we are replacing the handle soon. That has been on our to-do list for years. It's just been at the very bottom of the to-do list. It just has not been that important. The painting is all done, although I do have some touch-up painting to do there and there. At the last minute, I went ahead and painted the risers as well. They were white, but I painted them the same color. I feel like it just flows a little bit better. I really like how it ties in with the stacked stone. And then you can kind of see that the door is now pewter green. It's not black anymore. Not today, but really soon, I'm going to go ahead and paint the storm door the pewter green as well. So now that that's all done, we can finally add some fall. Starting with this indoor-outdoor buffalo check rug. And while one rug is good, two rugs are better. I love layering rugs. With the rugs in place, now we're just working our way up, and I'd really like to add a corn husk or stalk to each side of the door. But it just occurred to me, we have the Ring doorbell. We didn't have that last year, so I hope that doesn't pose a problem. Speaking of last year, we had the columns or the corn husks attached to the columns, but I really want to frame the door this time. These are the corn stalk bundles we have. We found them at Lowe's, and that's where we got them last year. I really like them because of the green in them. And while the ribbon is fine, I love the colors, they're a little bland. Fortunately, I have some leftover fall ribbon that I'm going to add. So I already made one bow and thought I'd show you how I make mine really quickly. Super easy. First thing I do is I will determine the length of the tail that I want. And so I'll kind of pinch it right there. Then I will make a loop, okay? I'll make a loop, twist it, make a loop, bring it together to the center, twist it, make a loop, twist it, make a loop, twist it, sorry, whoops, twist it, make a loop, twist it, and make a loop. And then I'm gonna have to switch hands so I can cut it, although maybe not. Then I pull it out so it matches, this tail will match that tail, and then I cut. And once I cut it, I'll grab floral wire and then Just go around that center, bring it back around, and then twist. Twist, twist, twist. Get it really tight. And then I'll just fluff out my little loops. I'll probably end up adding another piece so that I can hang it properly. And I'll dovetail the ends, which you just fold the good side together. Get your scissors and just cut from the edge up. That's it. Do the same thing over here, fold in, and then cut. And then you have your little dovetail, and that's it. To attach the cornstalk bundles to the windows, you might be able to see, but I've added a small command hook to each side. Raise your hand if you're like me and always afraid something is going to jump out of a cornstalk bundle when you're holding it. Continuing to work my way down, I'm going to be adding classic black metal planters to each side of the door. I bought these from a neighbor when she moved away several years ago, and I absolutely love them. And to the planters, I'm going to be adding this fall grass. I know it's neutral. I love the shades of brown and how they'll tie in with the stacked stone. But for a bit of color, I'll add in a couple of these faux fall ferns that I found at Hobby Lobby back in August. And then to each side, I'll add a couple of pumpkins. Now for a bit of whimsy. How cute are these jack-o'-lantern topiaries we found at Wegmans a couple of years ago? I love that they have the opening in the back where you can place a candle. Then I have a couple of these pots. They're plastic, but they look like terracotta. It was buy one, get one free at Dollar General, which I thought was a great deal. And all I'm gonna do is take this foam that I got at Hobby Lobby back in August. I'm just gonna plop that right in there. And I only have two, so I can only have one for each pot. So then I had these. They're from Michael, so I'm just gonna stick that right down in the middle. I'll probably put some rock or something in the bottom so it won't fall over, but I think that might work. And now for one last touch, hanging this pretty wreath. Thankfully I had enough ribbon left over where I could make one more bow, so now it ties in with the cornstalk bundles on each side. Thanks so much for joining me today while I gave our small front porch a big fall welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I also hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. See you next time.